My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 16 years old. I come from Starling Creek, a small riverside suburb just outside Chicago, Illinois, where autumn means fiery leaves drifting over quiet sidewalks and summers stretch out in endless golden evenings. I live in a modest 2-story house with my mom, dad, and 9-year-old brother Luke. Our life might look ordinary: high school, weekend pizza nights, Friday night football games, homework, but it's full of warmth, routines, hopes, and dreams. I've always imagined going to college, maybe majoring in sociology or community organizing. I volunteer at the local food bank. I tutor kids. I plan to become a voice for justice. But until April 12, 2024, none of it felt urgent. That day turned the ordinary into something sacred and profound. That morning, I woke before dawn, 5:45 a.m., blinking in the half-light. Even my alarm clock felt somber. I pressed snooze 3 times, clutching my pillow, hearing the distant hum of traffic, but my mind was wide awake. Today was the big protest in downtown Chicago, calling for systemic change, for racial justice, for voices to be heard. My roommate and best friend, Alana Johnson, 17 and endlessly fierce, had been buzzing since last night. We stayed up late crafting signs. Mine said, "Justice can't wait." Hers, "Black Lives Matter, now and always." We debated our chants, practiced crowd responses. We talked about our fears. Would it stay peaceful? Would there be arrests? Would we make a difference? We didn't know. I showered and dressed, laying out layers: jeans, hoodie, comfortable shoes. I packed my bag: water bottle, granola bars, extra marker, Band-Aids, small first aid kit. My phone, of course, fully charged, with Alana's number and an emergency contact, Mom. Downstairs, my mom, an ER nurse, gave me a cautious smile. She's been proud of my activism, but worried. "Stay safe," she said. I hugged her tight. "I will. You taught me to care." I kissed my brother too, Luke, his face unreadable, too young to understand but sensing something serious in the air. We loaded into her car at 6:30 a.m. On the drive, we passed sleepy suburbs waking up. I watched the early light dance on rooftops and thought, today's not just a day. It's a turning point. For me, for them, for a country crying out to be healed. We arrived in downtown Chicago around 8:01 a.m. The river glistened alongside skyscrapers. Already, a sea of people gathered near Millennium Park. It felt like a festival, but a solemn one. There were families, students, elders, activists. I saw signs from community groups: police reform now, education equity, stop the hate. Drummers formed small circles, their rhythms pounding through my chest. Someone led chants: no justice, no peace, no racist police. Another voice: what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Alana and I found our spot. We linked arms with prettily painted strangers: black, white, Hispanic, Asian. A little girl on her dad's shoulders carried a sign nearly as tall as she. It read, in childish scrawl, "We are all human." My eyes stung. I realized it wasn't just statistics or news. This was real, human hope. The air was electric. In between chants, people sang, a mix of gospel and protest songs. A woman sang an old spiritual, her voice cracking. "We shall overcome. One day." We joined in, voices trembling, then rising. I felt a tap on my shoulder. An elderly woman with kind eyes offered me chewing gum. She said she marched in the 1963 civil rights protests. She told me stories of young kids just like me, marching in Selma and Birmingham, facing dogs and fire hoses. "Keep going, dear," she whispered. The protest stretched toward noon. I felt strong, empowered, part of something bigger. Then something changed. From across the plaza, a group of counter-protesters showed up, some shouting, "USA! USA, others holding up banners defending law and order. Tensions escalated quickly. People started yelling at each other. Police stepped between groups. I turned to Alana, alarmed. "Stay close." Suddenly, a bottle launched through the air. No idea who threw it. Police raised shields. Someone screamed. The chants turned frantic, disjointed. I hugged my "Justice Can't Wait" sign to my chest, my heart pounding. Then, nothing. 1 second I was there, breathing, trembling, sweat and adrenaline mixing. The next, I bolted forward as if pushed from within. I felt something hit me in the back. Not hard, but enough. I spun and blank. I woke to silence so complete it felt like an ocean, and I was drowning in it. No wind, no cars, no crowd. Just soft glow, gentle warmth. The ground beneath me was soft but unknown. I sat up, my mind hazy, like waking from a deep dream. Then I saw him. Not like in pictures, not perfect, but present. Jesus. He seemed realer than anything I'd ever felt. He wore simple clothes, but what struck me most were his eyes. Deep, compassionate, full of sorrow and hope. He knelt at eye level, looked into mine, and the silence shattered. "Sarah," he said. Not loud, but resonant. My voice got caught. I managed to whisper, Where am I?" He smiled gently. "Somewhere between worlds, Sarah. Trust me." I looked around. It was neither indoors nor outside, shifting colors like dawn and dusk blending. Watercolors on a canvas. I felt safe, but unfamiliar. "Look," he said, and motioned with his hand. Around us, images flickered. I watched scenes, snapshots of American life in chaos. A campaign rally where a man with a red MAGA cap screamed at the crowd, "Drain the swamp!" The camera panned to angry faces, some cheering, some shouting back. I recognized him. Donald Trump. Instantly, I felt heat in my chest. Jesus' voice. "See the anger, Sarah. The rage. But look deeper." The scene shifted. I watched families unravel. Parents shouting across tables about politics. Protests turning violent. Protests turning ugly. Friends texting hateful memes. Others unfriending virtual friends. Black youths being followed by police, caught in traffic stops. White mothers clutching their children. Angry memes multiplied. A father crying in church after hearing that someone he loved left Facebook over politics. "This man," said Jesus, gesturing toward the Trump rallies, "stirs fears deeply rooted, fears of losing identity, status, control. But he is not the true enemy." My heart felt heavy. "Then who is?" He looked at me. "Pride, Sarah. The separation syndrome. Fear cloaked as righteousness. Love shut tight by walls. That is the enemy." I watched scenes of young people of different races volunteering to rebuild playgrounds, feed the hungry, paint murals. They laughed and disagreed, but still listened. I saw Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter leaders sitting across tables, then hugging each other and sharing food. "True power," he said, "starts when you lay down your pride." I was flooded with memories. That night, I argued with my friend Emily about how harsh language should or shouldn't be used. The time I walked by a crying black girl in the hallway who had been bullied, I did nothing. My parents' heated arguments about immigration at the dinner table, and me hiding in my room to avoid it. The time I didn't raise my voice when someone dismissed racism as making things worse. Tears welled up. I felt ashamed. Jesus put his hand gently on my shoulder. Warmth radiated, as if reassuring me. "You are here, Sarah, because you are called to something greater, not to fight with voices, but to heal hearts." The next visions were gentler. We were in a small community center. Across a long table sat men and women of every race. They broke bread together. Laughter, tears, stories of loss and hope. One black teen talked about losing a grandmother to gun violence. Someone else, a Latino woman, spoke about her journey as an undocumented immigrant. They wept and comforted each other. I saw a white father hug a black neighbor who'd lost a son. They cried and held hands. Jesus softly said, "This is the revolution, everyday love, little moments of grace, acts of kindness in spite of pain." I saw images of young activists volunteering at schools, mentoring kids, tutoring, painting murals of peace. I saw someone writing, "I forgive you," on a wall tagged with hate symbols. I saw interfaith prayer circles in parks. Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, atheists, all holding hands, weeping, praying for justice and peace. "Faith unites. Love heals," Jesus whispered. The words echoed through me like a bell. Then Jesus turned to me. "Sarah, you've seen the brokenness and the beauty. Now you choose." He gave me a small notebook. I opened it. Inside were names, people I knew. My school principal, who once said he didn't want politics in school. My friend Emily, who voted differently. My math teacher who yelled at Black Lives Matter posters on the school bulletin board, the protesters, the counter-protesters, even Donald Trump. "This," he said, "is your mission field. Carry love to every heart. Pray for those who scare you. Forgive those who wound you." I looked down at the names, real people with real pain. I felt overwhelmed. But what can I do? I'm just me. He smiled, the same smile. Love, pray, speak, act, offer forgiveness, build bridges. Then, the dream faded. Noise rushed in. Sirens, shouting, footsteps. My eyelids fluttered. I opened my eyes. I was sitting on asphalt. A medic crouched by me with a white mask and gentle eyes. "You okay? You passed out." I blinked. My voice shook. "Yeah, I think I saw heaven."